Hello, this is Lisa. I know it's been a minute since I did upload, so I'm doing an upload. I know I said I was going to go live tonight, but I just, the way I feel right now, I'm just going to just do an upload. Over the weekend, I will do a live, but tonight we're just going to do an upload. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about, again, let's talk mental health. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a PhD behind my name. I'm just somebody who deals with it on a daily basis. And right now I'm fighting a little bit. Because October to like the 1st of January is like the worst time for me. My mother's birthday's coming up in October. Her anniversary of her death is coming up at the end of October. Um, I lost a love of mine on the same day my mother died, October 31st, just 20 years later. So this is a rough month for me, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm in therapy. You know, Plus, this was the anniversary month of when I was sexually assaulted on active duty. And like the first week of November is going to be the anniversary of me being raped. So uh, I got a lot, and I'm dealing with a lot, you know, and that's okay. I know it's okay not to be okay. I'm the first one to say it, and I believe it because I go through it. And even though I'm not okay, I'm saying that it's okay for me not to be okay. I don't have to be happy go lucky, you know, all the time. Nobody told me I had to do that, you know. Besides, I think if everybody was happy all the time, that's like a facade. That's a lie because everybody goes through something in their life that's, you know, that's not going to make you happy. You know, I do want to say this though, because I was watching the last episode of, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and and it really touched me because this one they really dealt with, the African men dealing with mental health issues and their struggle, you know, and I know that boys were raised differently than girls, you know, girls, of course, we're going to cry. We're emotional creatures. We're more emotional creatures than men. So women going to cry, you know. But teaching your son not to cry, I think, has to be the most harmful thing you can do. One of the most harmful things you can do because they're human. Just because you're a man and you cry, it doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you human, you know. And for me personally, a strong man ain't a man that can carry the weight on his world and just look so buffed and polished. No. For me, that's the opposite. That's a weak man. A strong man for me is a man who can actually sit there and cry and tell you how he feels. That's a strong man. And dealing with mental health issues, you know, it doesn't make it easier. You know, we stop to think about everything that's going on today in the world without black men by these cops. That's enough to put. my brothers in a mindset, you know, because it's like, how can we make it stop? So when I saw that episode and they all came together as black men and they were able to sit amongst each other and just have a come to Jesus moment amongst them and can actually cry and let it out what they feeling, what they going through, mental health, you know, that was the most powerful episode I seen. That was the most powerful and it spoke to me, you know, because just because you're a man don't mean you can't cry. You're human. If God didn't want you to cry, he wouldn't have gave you emotions. Just putting it out there, people. You know, but like with me, I deal with military sexual trauma. I deal with rape. You know, on top of everything else, the death of my mom and the man that had been in my life for some time, and the guilt that I have behind it. Because he did ask me to marry him, and I was like, well, let me think on it. You know, and by the time I came up with that decision, it was too late. So I have that guilt behind that, and I'm dealing with the emotions of you know my rape and my sexual trauma. you know I've been on my own for like 6 years without a man. 6 7 years roundabouts, without a man. And people say, well, Lisa, don't that bother you? No, it don't. It really don't. Would it be nice? Of course, it's always nice. But in my predicament, it doesn't, because I know that there's work that I have to do on me if I want to have a healthy, long lasting relationship. I gotta try to fix me, because I do feel like I'm broke because of it. And it's not fair that I take that baggage or the scars and the wounds that they gave me when they did that and bring it into a relationship. It's not fair for the man, you know. And unfortunately, there's just nothing that they can do but sit there and support you. I have to do the work because it's me. I have to fix me. Am I perfect? Not by a long shot. Am I going to make mistakes? Of course I am. But that's what God made erasers. You know, you make them, you live by it, you learn from it, and move on. You know, so dealing with depression, dealing with post traumatic stress disorder, which is what I have. I have military sexual trauma, which they call MST PTSD. Um, and there are times where I just, and I used to have these dreams, and I still have them quite frequently. I used to have these nightmares about lava. I'm like, no, where did I lava. I ain't watched nothing about volcanoes and stuff. Why am I dreaming about lava? But then I had to think about it. Sometimes your nightmares don't come in the form of what you think it would come in. Me dreaming about lava was basically me in the middle of all this mess, trying to fix it, you know, trying to put things back in place instead of me running. I've done that for so long with it, you know, and that was my nightmare. 'Cause I spent so many years running from it, and that lava in my dream was me running from it because I do want to run from it because I don't want to deal with it. But you know what? In order for me to be a better person, I have to suck it up, buttercup, and go through it. Go through the fire. I'm going to get another tattoo, people. I'm going to get another tattoo. But this one is going to be of a phoenix rising from the ashes. I always said I wanted a phoenix, like right here. Shoot, maybe even right here, right here. I mean, I got a little tattoo up here, but maybe like right up in here. Uh, of a phoenix rising up out of the ashes, but in him rising up out of the ashes, have a picture of me and God guiding me out of them ashes. You know, always said I want that tattoo, and I'm gonna have to look into getting it. You know, um, I and like I learned, you know, um, I used to do this thing about with country cures. Hi, Dr. Gilda. Country cures, which is basically a healing from another standpoint. It's like a healing with country music. I so enjoyed that. I really missed that. I really enjoyed that. Hell out of that. You know. Thank you, Dr. Gilda. Uh, I really miss it because, and I'm a big country fan. Yeah, I said it. I'm a big country fan. And a lot of people ask me, well, what is it about country music that I like? Because they see my skin tone, they know where I'm from. They're like, how does a city girl, a black city girl get involved with country? It's like you have to listen to the words. A song is more than just a beat. You gotta listen to what they're saying. And country music, it tells stories. And that's what I love about it because some of them stories I can relate to. There's one by Garth Brooks I love. I mean, I love me Garth Brooks anyway. This particular one I love because I relate. And it's called Ask Me How I Know. And if that didn't describe me from my head to my foot, I don't know what will. Because everything he said in that song is everything I've done. Pushing people away. I don't want you to get too close. You know, I'm not supposed to be in love with you. How'd you get here? You know? But that's part of, you know, my PTSD. I don't want to get too close. I don't want people to see that I'm broke. Shoot, it's bad enough I know I'm broke, you know? But the thing is, I'm on the path of healing. I'm not going to say I'm broke because what happened to me is something I'm going to carry for the rest of my life. So I ain't going to say I'm broke. But I am going to say healing. I'm healing. And if anybody tells you that the healing process is easy, they a lie. They is a lie because healing is not easy. You know, and mental health is when you're trying to heal from mental health. Sometimes, and this is what I say. Don't let your past become your future or your present. No, don't let your past become your present. In other words, it's okay to go back and deal with some of those issues that you didn't deal with back then. Don't stay stuck. Deal with it and keep it pushing. You know? Don't let your past become your present, you know? And it's not easy when you're dealing with mental health. It's not easy when you're dealing with depression. And it's really not easy if you're dealing with PTSD. Because sometimes if you're dealing with PTSD and you go back there, you can get stuck. And once you get stuck, it's kind of hard for you to move on. It's almost like you're frozen in fear. It's like because once you're there, now you're there, and you can't move. It's like you're frozen. Well, for me, it's like I'm frozen. I'm frozen. You know. I'm sorry. Anything I say you, I'm talking about me. You know, because people deal with it differently. I just know how I'm dealing with it. I'm going through therapy. I just started some new therapies. I started art therapy. Today I started my music therapy, and it is, and I already see I'm going to love it, you know. And there's a song that I love that a friend of mine a long time ago has sent it to me. And she said, Lisa, I heard the song. I thought about you. And I sent it. Yeah, she sent it to me. And the name of it was Didn't Know My Own Strength by Whitney Houston. And when I hear it, it's like it it connected with me so hard, you know, because I didn't know my own strength. When I was down and out, I didn't see no way out of that hole. I did not see the light at the end of that tunnel. All I just saw was a dark tunnel, you know, and then it felt like I was drowning, and that I wasn't going to get up. I can't bring myself up out of the water because it seemed like every time I tried, you know, here come another 100 gallons of water thrown on top of my head, you know, But thankfully I'm a good swimmer, Well, I joined the Navy. Water was my thing, you know. I'm swimming now. I might catch an undertow here or there, but guess what? I'm still swimming, you know. And and this is why I do Let's Talk Mental Health because if one person can hear what I'm saying and can relate, then it's all good. I am working on a website where I'm going to start, selling certain items on a website that has everything to do with mental health. I may have a couple of things in there funny, and I might even post my diamond arts up there too, you know. But dealing with mental health, that's not an easy task. I mean, with everything else we got to go to deal with on a day to day, mental health is not one of them. But you know what? It is one of them for some of us, and we have to deal with it, you know. And it's like I said, if they can't learn to love you, cracks, flaws, and all, keep it stepping, you know, because it's bad enough we deal with mental health issues. We don't need somebody to compound it, you know. Um, and like I always tell people, like I was taught, you know, it's always good to have a support system. So whenever you're going through whatever it is you're going through, you can pick up the phone and say, "Look, I need to come over because I need to talk. I'm going through some things, and I really need you." You know, and this is how you know your friends, because a true friend, day or night, will be like, "You know what? Come on, come on. I'd rather you call me at 3 a.m. and tell me that you are going through some depression, you're going through some anxieties, whatever it is you're going through, than having to wake up the next day and hearing that, you know, somebody committed suicide, you know? I'd rather that happen. Call me 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you know? I'll do my best to answer. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a heavy sleeper, but I'll do my best, you know? And I've had friends call me up in the middle of the night, and if I heard it, I would answer it, you know? And we just be on the phone for hours. I let them talk, cry, get angry, do whatever they need to do. And at the end of the call, they can say, "Thank you. I feel better. I just needed to talk, and I just needed somebody to listen." And that's another thing. Like I said, and I'm guilty of it too sometimes. I am. I really am. And, you know, when I hear it, I try to stop myself from doing it, because I do it sometimes. Not everybody's calling you to tell you something for your advice. Maybe they're just calling you so they can talk. They just need to vent, you know, and that's okay, you know, because I got, mentally wise, I deal with a lot of shit because I've been through a lot of shit, you know. I'm only 56 years old, and I've gone through a lot of crap that I shouldn't have. And it all happened at the age of 23, you know. I was told people, and I still say it. I said, if there ever come a time that I had contracted cancer, I'm not taking chemo. I'm not taking radiation. Why prolong it? Just make me as comfortable as you can. Let me live the life the best way I can. And when God ready to call me home, I'll be ready. But I'm not. I'm not. And a lot of people say, "Well, why, Lisa? Why?" I said, "Because I'm tired. I'm tired. Mentally, I'm tired. I'm just so mentally exhausted. You know, that's why. You know, am I going to commit suicide? Hell no. That ain't my job. That's my father's job. And I ain't taking that job away from him. When he ready for me to come home, he'll let me know. You know, but I'm not going to put myself through a whole bunch of pain, you know, and extra added stress to fight something that may not even go away. And even if it does go away, how long? Am I going to have to come back here and do this thing again next year? Am I going to have to come back 6 months from now and do it again? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's my father telling me it's time to come home. And I'm like, and I will be like, yes, Dad, you know. But until then, I'm going to fight the fight, you know. And it's a struggle. Every day it's a struggle. And this is what people don't understand. When you don't deal with mental health issues, and this is what I can't stand, when you don't have no clue of what mental health issues is, you know, you can't just tell people to get over it. You know, you can't. Because when you deal with mental health issues, that's something that you will never just get over. That's something that you gonna have to work, work towards, and even that's not an overnight job. You know how long I've been in therapy? I've been in therapy for a while, people. Okay. But I'm not complaining because I'm getting the tools that I need for whenever I get into a deep, dark spot. I got the tools that I need. And one of those tools, the first thing is a support system. You know, I'm just hoping that what I'm saying can help the next person out there that may be suffering from mental health. It's okay not to be okay. And it is damn sure okay to ask for help. You know, you asking for help don't make you a weak person. Just like being a man that cries don't make him a weak person. Makes you human. That's what it does. You know, it's okay to reach out for that help. I mean, we all need help from time to time. You know, we can't circumvent the world by ourselves. Whether you get it from God, whether you get it from your friends, whatever, therapy, but you're not doing it alone. And it brings me back to that song, and we all know it. Lean on me. Okay. That song resonates so hard with me, and I'm sure it does for a lot of people, that when we going through stuff, that we have a system, that we have friends that it's like, you know what? Let me help you carry that load. Because I see you trying to make it up that hill and you're not, it's not working for you, girl. Let me help you. You know? And when I talk about military sexual trauma, I'm also talking to the men out there too. This is not just females being sexually assaulted on active duty, it's men too. The only difference is that the pride. The pride with a man is a lot thicker than the females. You know? Who's gonna believe, you like 6'1" and 215 pounds? Who gonna believe that a 4'11", 90 pound soaking wet female sexually harassed you? But see, that's the thing. Think about it. There's ways. All she gotta do is drug you. All she gotta do is get you drunk. All she gotta do is something that's gonna make you weak or pass out. That's all she needs. And then that's a wrap. The same way a man does a female do it right back. And that's how that happens. You know, I said I'm still trying to get me a service dog because I do have, like I have nightmares. I have nightmares from hell. And a lot of times I'm like, where the hell that come from? But then I have to analyze the dream and realize that the dream is not pertaining to that. The dream is pertaining to my PTSD, the sexual assaults, the rape. That's what that's pertaining to. You know, there is a song, and I might actually play it before I wrap up. And I play it on here. And believe it or not, it's a song that I heard off of Shamar Moore's page. Yes, the actor. I got him. I like my SWAT. I like my Shamar Moore. But when Christoph St. John from Young and the Restless passed away, it's a song that he played. And when I heard it, I mean, that hit me harder than a ton of bricks. It touched my heart because sometimes I feel like a wrecking ball. Sometimes I feel like, what's the point? You know, but there is a point. Life is precious because we're not promised to see tomorrow. Everything is borrowed, and we are all on borrowed time, you know? But, you know, I'm going to try to do a live this weekend, but I just want to do some uploads. I know I got to catch up with some uploads and talk some more because this is now the time I need to be talking, you know? As much as I just want to isolate and and stay away, that's not good either. Because believe it or not, my mental health issues was the cause of me using drugs. You know, I don't want to go back there. You know, I kind of like being sober, you know, but in order for me to make sure that doesn't happen, I have to keep talking about it. It's like if you have a cut on your hand and you put a band aid on it, If you keep it on too long, eventually the bacteria grows underneath there, right? So it will never heal. It's going to fester into a bigger sore. But if you take that band-aid off and let it get sunlight and some fresh air, it will heal. Well, that's the same as that, as this. You know, I have to keep pulling the blankets off of it and keep that light shining on it so I don't go back there, you know? And a lot of people's like, well, Lisa, how come, I live upstate New York, just outside of Albany. And they're like, well, Lisa, who you know up there in Albany? I don't know nobody. Oh, so you just gonna move up to Albany with nobody? Yeah, because you know what? If I don't know who's doing what with drugs, I ain't gonna go looking for it, you know? That's also my safe thing, you know? That is also my safe, like, going somewhere where I don't know nobody and nobody know me. Because at the end of the day, if I get that craving or get that urge, knock on wood, I haven't had that in many years, but if I should, where am I gonna go? I don't know nobody. Hell, I don't even know where they would sell it up here. And you know what? I'm not gonna put my ass in the frying pan trying to go find out. That is a no. I got too many things to lose. And you know, I came way too far to get what I got to go back there and having to start all over again. I'm 56 years old. I can't start this over again, you know? Mental health is a very serious subject. Too many people have lost their lives behind mental health. I'm just here to uplift and encourage, you know, tell people, what I've gone through so that they can see they're not the only one going through it. You're not the only one, you know? So you just take it one day at a time, one day at a time. Love yourself. Like I was talking to the friend today and listening to a song. Some of y'all might have heard it and some of y'all might not. It's called Rise Up by Andra Day. And in it, she's saying, for you. And I think she misinterpreted what she was saying because that's just throwing it off. She said, I could see, you know, I said, but look at it this way, you know, she's not doing it for nobody else. She's doing it for her. Look at it in a way of she's looking in the mirror and she's talking to herself. I'm doing it for you, for you, so that you can be the best person that you can be. You know, I started a book of like affirmations. You know, I'm beautiful. I got a big heart. I'm kind. I'm generous. You know, I care about the next person, you know, and when life throw me lemons, I'm thirsty. I can make some lemonades. I can make some lemonade. You parch, throw parch. I'm gonna make some. You gonna throw me some lemon? I got a picture. We gonna go make some lemonade. You know, you throw me apples, I'm gonna make an apple pie. I got a sweet tooth. Come on, let's do this apple pie thing. You know, it's not easy to when something gets thrown your way to throw it back. That's not easy. That's a skill that has to be learned and taught, and it doesn't happen overnight. You know, it's just something that we have to do. You know, like I said, I'm going through. This month was the anniversary of my sexual assault on active duty. Next month is going, no, not next month, November. It's going to be the anniversary of the rape. So, you know, I'm dealing with it. You know, I usually don't talk about it. Um, I usually don't talk about it in full length. The last time I did was about a month or so, a couple of months ago, and I did, and I had a very bad reaction. My body reacted so bad to it, and it was like, oh my god, you know, to the point that I had to turn everything. It had to been like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just had to turn everything off. And I came upstairs, and I had to lay down, and I stayed in bed the rest of the day. By the next day, I felt better, but my body reacted to it because I've never gone really in detail as I did that day, you know, and having to relive it, you know. That's why I won't do I think it's called focus therapy or something like that, where I know that's not the name of it, but it's basically where they have you constantly relive the moment, by constantly going in depth and detail, talking about it all the time. You know, I don't know if that's a good therapy, because me just talking about that one time and the way my body reacted, no, it didn't feel good. So I don't know um if that's a good kind of therapy. Maybe for some people, but it ain't for everybody. Cause I know it ain't for this girl. But anyway, I'm going to call this a night. But before I do, I am going to play this song, and I'm going to end it on this song. It's called Silver Lining by Jacob Banks. And, oh no, um, I'm going to play it. Alexa, play Silver Lining by Jacob Banks.
Silver Lining by Jacob Banks on Amazon Music.
walls with empty photographs. You are my only souvenir. You are my silver lining. I'm that song that no one ever knows. A big old sandy live, but no one told. You're the reason I never let it go. You are my silver lining. You are my silver lining. I'm a train about to crash, but you take me as I am. Through it all, I know the sunrise again. You are my silver lining. You are magic, my amazing grace. Full of wonder, please just stay the same. Stand by me, don't you fade away. You are my silver lining. I'm a train about to crash, but you take me as I am. Through it all, I know the sunrise again. You are my silver lining. Don't think about it too hard. So, don't think about it too hard. So, oh, my, shout it all, baby. Shout it all. Shout it all, baby. Oh, shout it all, baby. Shout it all. Shout it all. Oh, shout it all. Shout it all, baby. Shout it all. Shout it all. It's got to be love. Shout it all. It's got to be love. Shout it all. Shout it all. Oh, shout it all. You are my silver lining. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Till next time, people.